back to another episode. Look, on some real quickness stuff, I want to get straight into this video because I'm super excited about a lot of things that I have done and a lot of things that have shown up. So the major one, I know you guys already seen it, I have Feal suspension, the Feal coilovers. This is something that I've been wanting for quite a while after I heard about them and after like all the good, good reviews and everything like that. So also too, Johnny, the one with the Supra on the last video, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that now. We went to Mexico, Johnny went ahead and put some work in, and yeah, I highly recommend you go ahead and watch that. So he has some Feal coilovers, and after riding in them, they felt so dope that I wanted to go ahead and get rid of my old setup, because the last setup, if a lot of you are not familiar with, the last setup was very rough. I paid roughly maybe like almost $800 with them after shipping and everything. So clearly they weren't the greatest. And I wanted to go ahead and upgrade to some good ones. I didn't want to spend $4,000 on some suspension, so I found me some relatively good ones for a good price. So I went ahead and ordered the Feal suspension. But to do that, they took about almost 4 weeks to make. So that's the cool thing about it. It kind of feels a little special because you're getting your coilovers made. They're not just in stock. So that's always nice. Another thing that I went ahead and did, I ended up spray painting the spindles and things like that to the best of my abilities. Obviously there's still some areas that are not painted, but I wanted to go ahead and do it because they just looked rusty and all ugly and everything. So went ahead and painted them. They dried pretty quick. I went ahead and used like some form of like bed liner, and it looks great. No complaints for me, no real overspray or anything. So if you see, that's the color that it was originally. So it looks a lot better, especially with all the new upgrades and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and install these spindles, and then we're gonna go ahead and install the Feal coilovers, and I'm gonna show them to you guys right now. I'm just super excited about it, to be honest with you. Now the cool thing about it, boys, is I already went ahead and opened it and checked it out. Now for those of you that haven't checked it out, this is a company, Feal. I believe it's for, I'm hoping I'm not pronouncing his name wrong, but Audi Bachis or something like that. He's a professional drifter. I believe this is his company, and I'm pretty sure I botched the last name. Now the reason why I wanted to get these, the main reason why, is because the S95, especially those Mustang guys, we have a solid rear axle. It's not an IRS unless you have like either the newer ones or maybe like the 2003, 2004. They come with an IRS suspension. Now that means that those take different, it's a whole different setup. So the solid axle on the Mustangs, it sucks because you have to have a shock and then you have to have springs on the actual axle, and I got tired of it because I always bought some little cheap ones, and when you buy those cheap ones, it comes with like some boof ass little springs, and I just didn't like it. They always kept popping out, they kept like making weird noises, and I didn't like it. So the reason why I opted in for these is because these have a solid rear coilover. So this is like a real true coilover in the rear, and my buddy over here is assisting me. He's trying to open it before I can. So in the rear, it's going to be a real coilover and not just the shock and the spring. And then obviously the ones in the front are a true coilover as well. So 2 true coilovers, probably the best thing you guys can do for your car. I'm super excited to install them. I gotta watch a video because I've always started installing these wrong, and so that's a whole different process. But anyway, I'm excited to install these, and I also did a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm actually really excited to show you. So let me go ahead and open these up, and then I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean, that I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So this should be fun. So as I was getting up to get a knife so I can go ahead and open that, my grandpa wanted me to show you guys. He cleaned the grill. We used it last night, and you see that he brushed it off and everything, so it looks really good. Look at him, he's all hyped and proud about it. He's got his little gun right here, so wanted me to show you guys that as well. Doesn't always have to be new to look pretty. So yeah, let me grab this knife. I was gonna show you guys the process, but I'll just do this. Ready? Beauty of YouTube. 3, 2, 1. And there it is. Now I went ahead and unpackaged both of the front suspension because that's really what I'm going to be working on today. The rear ones I'm going to be doing later. So the front ones, just so you guys kind of get an idea. And the one thing that I do like about it is that it has that green touch to it, because obviously Mach 1 is green, so that's always a nice little touch. So let's go ahead and show you guys and install these on all the stuff that I've been doing behind the scenes. Now, as you guys can see, I did go ahead and install the lower control arms, and I also went ahead and got me some Q&A tie rods as well. I believe these are called bump steers, but yeah, so I went ahead and ordered these as well. Not exactly sure the spacings or the spacers that I'm actually supposed to use, but from what I've seen online, this is kind of the way it goes. I believe this is called a spherical bushing, but yeah, so I ended up getting these. Not sure how many spacers I'm going to use, but it's always exciting to get the same brand of everything. So I went ahead and tightened up everything. More than likely, when I start installing the motor, I'm going to loosen up the main mounts just because I want to have that little bit of play. The only reason why I did everything tight was because I was putting on the rack and pinion and it kept moving and it was getting annoying, so I went ahead and tightened up everything. So this right here was actually fairly easy to install. If you didn't watch the last video, like I said guys before, this isn't a how-to video. This is just more me showing you guys everything that I've been doing. I know a lot of you guys, majority of you guys subscribe for the racing content, but this Mach 1 will be out very soon and it will be out in the street. So it's just exciting for me to show you guys the process of it, especially since I'm doing everything how I want to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install the spindles, and then that way we can go ahead and install the coilovers, and it should be a fun process, or at least a fun look to how everything should look complete. So yeah, let me just install it right now because it's really hot out here and I'm burning up. So 3, 2, 1. All right, so after getting my ass beat by this freaking sun, I went ahead and put on the spindles, shock, or the coilovers. I kind of pretty much tightened up everything. Now, obviously this part right here, I'm not 100% sure on how it's supposed to go. Obviously that's going to be up to the alignment shop to figure out how they're going to do that. But as of right now, everything is snugged up. This is tight. The top one is tight. This right here is tight. I just need to give this a little clean because this is going to come off actually. I'm going to paint that. I think I'm going to either paint the same color or just paint it black. That way everything out is murdered out up here. Obviously spindles. I was going to order some new ones of these little wheel bearings right here, whatever the heck they're called, but they're, well, at least where I was looking up, it takes a while for them to even show up, and then you have to go through Ford. So I'm gonna just stick with these for right now. Let me see. For the most part as well, I ended up using some of the old hardware, so these are all snugged up. They're not 100% tight, they're all snug, but yeah, I also have the little cap that goes right here. But for the most part, which is looking pretty good. Before I finish right now with everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and put the other side, then come back to this side, snug it up some more, and do the same for the other side. Pretty excited about it, to be very honest with you guys. All right, so now that I went ahead and finished off the driver's side, everything looks pretty good. The only thing that I was having an issue with was the alignment. I, for the most part, did the best I could. I'm not the greatest at it, so I did the best I could. For the most part, the steering wheel is straight on the inside, so it'll help me out when I'm trying to like move it around and stuff. But for the most part, everything is already pretty tight. Every bolt, every nut, everything is pretty tight. Next thing I need to do for real is the transmission. I need to drop that, get it out of there so I can connect it to the motor, and that way I can drop in everything all at once, or at least put the belt housing on. Actually, no, I was just looking at it right now and it seems like it would be a real pain in the ass to do the belt housing to the motor and then try to put the transmission after. So I need to put the transmission and the motor together, and then once I do that, it makes my life easier. At least now I can put the car down to the ground and I know I won't have any issues. The only thing is I can't put on the brakes anymore, so I'm just gonna hold them right here because I ordered some new aftermarket brakes. I'll show you guys when they arrive which ones they are, but I'm gonna upgrade them. So at least now I think I can put on the rotor, put on the wheel, and at least lower the car down. But first I gotta drop the transmission, so let's see if we can knock that out really quick.
Sí, sí, pues ya se movió más de 1 pulgada.
Ok, ahí voy.
Ah, con el aceite de la riata, man.
No, ¿me cayó?
Ni una gota.
After countless freaking hours of trying and figuring this out, we finally won, boys. Transmission is out. We're one step closer. Now all I have to do is clean it up, remove all the extra oil that is in there, and put it back in. I'm surprised there wasn't that much of a mess which is a good thing because Lord knows I'm known for making a huge mess. So now that that's out, I gotta clean up. And with that being said, boys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for checking out the channel. For all the new subscribers, I promise there's gonna be more racing on the way. Just give me a little bit, I promise. Suspension is looking great. I kind of already scratched one of the A-arms because I had to pull out from the front. So under here somewhere, I already scratched it. Whew. No biggie. Again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully the next video that I upload is putting everything together, and the one after that will be everything being dropped in and cleaning up. I know I'm out of breath, guys. Give me a break, give me a break. Woo!